Hey y'all, it's your friendly neighborhood therapist. Listen, I want to talk to y'all for a minute about red flags in dating and relationships because it is quite clear that there are still far too many people whose desperation blinds them to red flags. Now, listen, I've been out the dating game for a long time. I've been married 15 years. This month made 15 years for me. Me and my husband been together for 19 years. So I've been out a long time. But that don't mean I don't remember dating. And it's certain rules and things that just cross generations, okay? In fact, if we took note of so many old school things that our grandparents and them tried to teach us, we might actually be better off. Some of those things weren't wrong. But on any note, there is a post recently over on Facebook, and I'm going to put it up because he made it public. He made it public. He wanted it shared. So we're going to share and we're going to discuss red flags. Okay. So here's the post. Here's the viral post. Well, it's going viral. Now, I want y'all to take a minute, pause the screen, and read the post. Here's the problem. Now, of course, on its surface, women will read this and be like, whoa, a black man that want to get married and that's vocal about it and that's seemingly being transparent. Yes. But see, this is what I mean by we ignore red flags. And maybe they're not red, but they're yellow and you might want to slow down. First and foremost, a quick search will show you that this same gentleman made this same post 4 years ago and ended up on the Steve Harvey show. Look it up. And Steve was trying to help him find his wife. Then 3 women were brought onto the show who had DM'd him, and he chose one at the end. Now, here's where questions come into play. Because if you're going to be transparent, if you're going to do something like this, it's all or nothing, especially being that you already shared your daughter, your young daughter. Her face is plastered on this post, her name, her age. And if you are willing to share something that precious publicly, then it would behoove you to share other things, such as where's her mother? How's the co parenting relationship? Because that's important to any woman who's desiring to deal with you. She will have to deal with that child's mother. Is that going to be positive? Is that going to be problems? That's something you might want to mention. Where's Bree? Bree was the young lady he selected from the Steve Harvey show. What happened with her? See, when you say that you have references for your character, you can't leave out past relationships because how would they say you are? Because see, all the other references you have, if those are friends or siblings or family members or co-workers, colleagues, they don't know the you that somebody in a relationship with you knows. So when we talk about past references, are the people that you've dated previously going to speak highly of you? Now, some might say, well, if they speak highly of you, then what you break up for? Every breakup is not a bad one. Every breakup is not a bad breakup. Some people break up because they realize they just no longer fit. They've changed, they've grown. I'm not the same person. We want different things, but I wish you nothing but the best. It doesn't always have to be a negative breakup where somebody like cheated or violence was involved or any of that. That's not always the case. So there are situations where your previous relationships could be good reference points. Okay? Just didn't work for us, but he's a cool dude or she's a great girl. Didn't work for us though. So see that that are that is the red flags that I'm talking about, or at the very least they are yellow. They're damn sure not green. This is a want ad. Then break down what he is saying he desires. Does he want a wife, an equal partner? Like, or does he want someone to come in and take care of his house and make it a home and be a bonus mother to his daughter? Hmm. Does he want a roommate who he can sleep with to split the bills with? Hmm. Now I know that we have been asking for men to be more vulnerable, but baby, this ain't it because this is not 100% transparent. If you are going to take the path of being more vulnerable, you have to learn that that requires transparency. and full disclosure. You make a post like this and you leave out your past, to which in the comments he said his past is irrelevant. Red flag. Anybody who tells you their past is irrelevant is problematic. Trust and believe. Because your past influences who you are. It's made you who you are. Your past is very much important. And then he went on to ask about her past though. If he gets involved with somebody, he want to know their past. And then it was also red flags in the comments. He started saying, also send me your Cash App and Venmo and all that so that I can check your documents to make sure you ain't no prostitute out here, to make sure that you just ain't been in relationships to get money from men or to trick on men or none of that. Let me make sure. What? Sir? Excusez-moi? Y'all got to stop looking at things in rose-colored glasses just because it looks nice. That's how you get in situations where you end up in a relationship, things turn sour, and you pretend like you blindsided. I didn't know he could be like that. Yes, you did, because it was yellow and red flags that you ignored right from the beginning. Now, I don't know this man from a can of paint. I don't know if he might not be a bad guy. Just because people have red flags don't mean that they're a bad person. We got to learn to differentiate that too. Somebody could be a good person and not be a good partner. They could be a great father and not be a good partner. A bunch of things. And we're all learning and growing and changing. Okay, I'm not always the best wife. I ain't gonna hold you. I mess up a lot. I'm very much flawed and imperfect. But you see how I just transparently said that? And I ain't even looking for nobody. I got him. He is withholding and saying exactly what needs to be said to engage people's senses, women's senses, to come off as the nice guy who is just struggling to find someone who matches what he needs and who takes care of his beautiful daughter as a single father. That's always a good highlight, okay? Single daddy. But that's another question too, as far as co-parenting and such. There are many, many cases, and I'm not saying whether this is right or wrong, but there are many cases where a father gets custody of a young child. So you got to wonder, did the mother just give up custody, or is she still living? Which, according to other comments, she is still living. So what's happening there? You got to be transparent about things like that too, sir. Now, here's what though. You necessarily don't have to be transparent about that on a Facebook post, but the only reason why you should have is because you chose to create a Facebook post with 5 paragraphs telling about yourself in a very curated way. These are red flags. I want y'all to see better. Grow in your discernment and your intuition. If it doesn't seem right, it's probably not right. Even if he hadn't went into detail and just said yes from the jump. 4 years ago, I made a similar post and ended up on the Steve Harvey show. Well, that didn't work out, so I'm back because I still am looking for my wife. See how easy that would have been? When you are going to pretend to be transparent, you got to be fully transparent, not halfway. Red flags, yellow at the least. So I just wanted to point that out because I see so many women oogling over this post and so many women DMing him and saying, "It's me, I'm your wife." Ma'am, vet folks, okay? Read between the lines. Everything that glitters ain't gold. All those sayings, yeah, think about those real quick. Because I would hate for you to get in a situation and find out down the road that it ain't what you thought and then say, oh, I can't believe this. Yes, you can. Because you bypassed the flags that were there right on the Facebook post. All right, y'all. Have a beautiful, wonderful rest of the evening. And I will holler at y'all later.